Hello everyone, it's Vanessa with CMScrappin Crafts, and I'm coming to you today with the Christmas cards that I have made for this season. Not all of them, but the ones that I wanted to show you. And I also want to thank you if you are new here, new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you know anyone that would like these videos, please feel free to share them. Also, I wanted to let you know that as I go through these cards, I'll be giving credit to where, I found the tutorials. Okay, so my first one here, as you can see, is very, very beautiful. It has a lot of embossing, has some stitching. I also used die cuts and stamps. And this is the cover. It is on a watercolor base, and then watercolor paper was used, and then also the little rectangle is also on watercolor with a watercolor base. Watercolor paper. I did follow a tutorial. Here is another one just like it. The Snowflake is embossed a little differently. I wanted to go over that with you as well, because if you're like me, I'm always looking for the best way to have sparkle on my snowflakes. And as you can see, this one on the right came out very, very thick. The one on the left came out just perfectly. And I really prefer the one on the left. That, for me, that's my absolute favorite one. And I wanted to let you know I did follow a tutorial for this red snowflake card by Tattered Nest Designs, and I will be linking the tutorial below. Now, it took me a couple of days, and in the process, I did learn how to change a sewing machine needle. The sewing machine needle that I had was too large. And so I did have to go down in size so that it wouldn't leave big holes in my paper. As a lot of you already know, when you sew paper, it is different than when you're sewing fabric. So that did require a different needle, just a smaller universal needle. Also, I used the Impresslits embossing folder, sorry about that, Snowflake by Tim Holtz, and I will link that as well. The watercolor paper that I used is Canson. It's 140 pound watercolor paper, and I will also be linking that. So that's that card. I wanted to go over that, and I did make 3 of those, which I'm so glad, because the time it took, it was definitely worth it. And this, I don't know if you can see the embossing and the glitter on the berries. Oh my God, they came out so well. I did use different die cut sets for this, greenery in the background. I used Large Funky Floral by Tim Holtz, and the berries, I believe, came from his newest die cut set. Yes, I cut the berries from this die cut set. The Thinlits Colorize, it is Yuletide. That's where I got the berries. I chose the smaller of the berries to do that with. Now, the snowflake, okay, so I tried 2 different methods. On this thicker method, I did what was in the tutorial, which was Distress Resist Spray. Okay, so I used the Resist Spray, squirted it on there, and then followed it with glitter, just, this glitter I had. And it laid on so thick, like once you remove this salutation, you really lost the edges and everything. Now, in her snowflake, she used a duster for her glitter, so it did not go on as thick, and it looks beautiful. But I did not have that luck, and so I dug around in my stash, and let me find the name of the exact name of the stuff that I used. I used Creative Expressions Cosmic Shimmer Collection Sparkle Texture Paste, and this is in Aurora Sparkle. So that's what I used, and I will be linking that below. I had watched a fellow crafter's YouTube video in which they were using it, and I had ordered some, and I love it. I love it. So that is going to be definitely the way that I add sparkle to my snowflakes from now on. Okay, moving on. This is a card that I made in a previous video, as you all know, and I'm not going to list the products used on this one as it's in the previous video, but that's another of the cards that I made, and I really, really love the color on that. I also have a video. I believe this one was on embossing with your die cuts, and I have a video on this card as well. So I'm not going to link the products in this video. So I really love the way that this one came out. I think I'm going to give this one to my mom because she really loves birds and it's just special. Okay, and so this is the next card that I made this season. Really, really happy with the way that this turned out. I did make 2 of them. Again, for time's sake, it was really fun. I had not used the Tim Holtz die cut set for Toyland yet. I bought it last year and I had not used it. And then in the pin that I will link in the description, the lady that did this design used the new Tim Holtz toy soldier. I can't remember his name right now. I'm so sorry. But I had found the old classic toy soldier Bigz Die on eBay, and I was so happy to find it. And so that is where I got my soldier. Now, in that die cut, he does not come with eyes. I did add those eyes. I did cut those actually from the Toyland die cut set, I believe, is where I got his little eyeballs. I just thought he would look better with eyes. And one of these is going to my youngest daughter, so I didn't want to freak her out with a soldier with no eyeballs. I did use some gold foil paper with this card. And that stamp North Pole, gosh, I've had that forever. And let me see if I've got it sitting up here. Yes, it's this little stamp. And I've used this stamp almost every season for a few years now, and I really love it. And then the die cut set I used, I'll have to link this one below. I'll have to look it up and find it. But it's the new one from Tim Holtz with the tags that are embossed on the edges. I really love that die cut set. There's so much you can do with it. And so I'm going to try to get this light without knocking over all the stuff on my desk. But that way you can really see the detail. And again, these colorized die sets, they do take some time, but definitely worth. I mean, I love the Colorize series. I love the floral die cuts. I love all of his Colorize die cuts. Just love them so much. And the pin in which I found that tutorial, I will also link. Well, it wasn't a tutorial, actually. I realized it was just a pin, and so I made my design after that, and it was on Pinterest. And it was from mistletoehomedecoration.blogspot. And so definitely want to give credit for that. I just altered it a little bit. And I had to make my own background paper. I didn't have any pre-made sort of, I think she used a different background that was already made. But I just used some stamps that I had here with some Tim Holtz Gathered Twigs ink. And I just kind of stamped around in the back until I was happy. And as you can see, one is a little bit lighter in the back than the other. That is because I photocopied this one. Once I had this design, I was really happy with it. So I photocopied that background and just added it here. This is another card. Now, this is my own design. I was just playing around. I had some cardstock die cuts of the birch trees laying around, and I thought, you know what, And this is my stepson's card. He loves to hunt, and when I saw I had this deer cut already, so I just distressed the edges a bit with Tim Holtz Distress Oxide. This die cut set, I will also link that. That's from another Tim Holtz die cut collection. So is the greenery. Some of you will recognize that. The bow is from another die cut set. So I did a little bit of what he recommends in mixology. I mean, just take what you have and see how you can piece it together to make a new collection, a new design. And again, now this snow at the bottom, try to ease in here, that is, I used his distress paste, and then again the same glitter that I used on the snowflake earlier is the same glitter that is here. And I will try to find that. I'm so sorry, I'm shaky. I think it's a combination of, I still get very nervous making these videos. So trying not to mess up. The last one I tried to record, you guys, I tried to do a tutorial on this, on the putting together the Colorize Toyland, and I ran out of storage space on my phone. I was so upset. I was so sad because I really wanted to show that entire process of putting it together, and that's why I originally did two, because I thought, oh, I can show them back to back, like this is how you do it. But anyway, okay, so these are my 2022 Christmas holiday cards, the ones that I did manage to get done. And of course, I will be making more. My daughter's flight is delayed because of the winter storm, so she actually won't be here on Christmas, so it gives me a little bit more time to make hers. And so I'm glad about that. And I wanted to say Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, and I hope everyone celebrates with family and friends. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. And if you would like to see a specific tutorial coming up soon, just let me know in the comments, and I will do my best. I do try to keep my tutorials geared for beginners. I do know that I used a little bit of things that are not quite beginner in this. That's another reason I wanted to do the tutorial, so that you could see, like with just little baby steps, how you can have a card come together like this. But I did make more storage on my phone, which is how I'm being able to record this video. Anyway, I will hush, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.